Hello and welcome to my easy to understand guide to the BlackPink music video, How You Like That. This video is going to be particularly relevant for you if you are studying AQA GCSE Media Studies, as it's currently one of the set texts on that specification. This video in particular is going to focus on industry, and I do have another video on my channel focusing on audience. So BlackPink's record label is YG Entertainment. They're a South Korean record label and they're a talent agency as well. They also are a music production company. They do events management. So they're quite a big company that is diversified across several areas. They're not just a record label. They have lots of different areas that they work in across the music industry. And that means that they can kind of both produce music, market music, distribute music as well. So they're vertically and horizontally integrated. The company has a range of other subsidiaries. So for example, they make clothing, merchandise, cosmetics. They have a golf subsidiary as well. So they work in lots of different industries, and that diversification often helps to reduce risk, because if part of your company isn't doing so well, you've got other arms, other subsidiaries of your company that's going to help you to stay afloat. They have quite a big history of success, particularly within K-pop music, which has become increasingly popular over the last few years. For example, they were the record label that worked with Psy on Gangnam Style, which was of course quite a big global hit. The company has been invested in by several large tech companies, and those investments often reflect the fact that tech companies are very aware that music, and certainly music that is shared online, is big business now. It can attract lots of advertisers, lots of audiences, and that investments have helped them make much bigger budget music videos. The company has had some scandals in the past, for example, the Burning Sun scandal. They've had some rumours of corruption and rumours of drugs being linked to their company as well. So those rumours and those issues to do with a brand's reputation can be damaging for a company, and they have to try and limit what bad publicity they're getting in order to make sure they don't lose money. Companies do have to be careful about bad publicity. As I've said in my other video, there were some complaints from some audiences about potential cultural appropriation because of the inclusion of a Hindu statue within the music video. And this actually resulted in their record label choosing to edit out the image of that statue, specifically to try and control that bad publicity and keep their audiences happy. So self-regulation is becoming quite a big thing now for companies. In South Korea, as well as many other Asian countries, the music industry is often operated in quite a different way to the way it is in places like England and America. There's much more focus on a kind of industry-led, almost factory-style way of making music and creating new bands. So many young aspiring artists will often join a company as what's called a trainee. They are people who aspire to be a musician or aspire to be somebody famous online, and they will be trained up by that company. They'll be trained in things like music, dance routines. They'll be shown how to style themselves and do their makeup and their costumes. They will be trained in terms of media attention, PR, publicity, interview techniques. And all of that training is there to create somebody that is as famous as possible and is as marketable and appealing for an audience as possible. These trainees are often then featured on a number of reality shows, a little bit like the X Factor or something within Britain. And these reality shows are broadcast on television across places like South Korea, where audiences are encouraged to watch them behind the scenes, to follow the artists over time, and then perhaps to vote for their favourites. And the people that get voted for the most are then the people that get put forward to become kind of pop stars and kind of official musicians releasing music. In order to promote the music video and the band themselves, they ran things like countdowns online for people to wait for their first single. They ran teaser videos on social media. They gave each band member their own types of posters to try and build up hype around each member as well. BlackPink actually ended up with their own spin-off reality TV program called the BlackPink House, where the band members were living together within a house and audiences could watch them almost 24 hours a day, follow them all the time, see what they were like behind the scenes, and all of that was to build up hype for the band. The globalization of the music industry has had quite a big effect on the way that music is produced, marketed, and distributed. Now that K-pop and a lot of South Korean artists are becoming increasingly popular within Western culture, producers are bearing that in mind and trying to do things that will deliberately appeal to a global audience. So, for example, the inclusion of lots of global, exotic locations within the video to target people from different cultures. The band members themselves are quite varied and diverse to attract a wide range of audiences. For example, you have Lisa from Thailand, Rose is from Australia, and Jenny is South Korean, but she did grow up for a long time in New Zealand. They have albums that have been released in Japanese. They include lots of English lyrics within a variety of their songs, including this video. And that helps to broaden out the audience and make it a more marketable, sellable music video to a more globalized audience. This band and this music video just really go to illustrate the importance of social media and in particular of YouTube within the music industry. South Korean sensation Psy in his Gangnam Style video was, and I think still is, one of the most viewed videos of all time on YouTube. BlackPink themselves have broken multiple awards on YouTube. Their reality show has appeared on YouTube. When YouTube ran their released channel, they were the first featured artist on that channel. They also once live streamed one of their concerts called The Show. So very, very popular way of marketing your band and your music. Of course, the regulation of music videos is quite tricky because they're on YouTube. They can be accessed by pretty much anyone. And as we all know, YouTube's controls and limits about who can and can't see stuff, not great. Everyone can pretty much get on there. You don't have to have any checks to prove your age. Some record labels do follow the BBFC guidelines, which is to give an age rating for their music video. But they only really do that if they think that the music video will probably be rated for a 12 age audience and above. It's entirely optional, and record labels will probably only do this if there was like a lot of swearing or sex or nudity within the video and they think it's going to be particularly controversial. So because it's optional, a lot of record labels don't actually bother with this. In South Korea, they've actually got a law which requires record labels to display the age rating on the top right of the screen for at least a couple of seconds at the beginning of any video on YouTube. So you can see this here at the beginning of the BlackPink music video, How You Like That. And even if they do, does anyone really pay attention? I don't know how many audiences go onto YouTube and see a small age rating underneath the video and think, oh, I shouldn't watch this. So the regulation of music videos in the UK is quite liberal and perhaps not very well controlled. Interscope did a deal with YG Entertainment. It's like a partnership. It means that BlackPink is represented by Interscope and UMG outside of Asia. Interscope helps to market them and distribute their music worldwide. UMG was able to give them a prime spot at the Grammy showcase, and that helped to really get them to break the US market, to meet American audiences really for the first time. They've appeared on multiple American TV chat shows, they've been in Billboard magazine, they've worked with Lady Gaga, so collaborations with American artists, including people like Selena Gomez. They're a great way of trying to target a more global audience and to reach fans in other countries that perhaps you're trying to break into musically. The music industry is also about attracting finance, investment and sponsorships, and BlackPink have done a lot of that. They have worked with the car company Kia. They have done a deal with Jazzwares to produce dolls. They have also worked with an app called Zepeto. They did some collaborative content with a PUBG Mobile, which is a game. They've done some partnership deals, sponsorships with Samsung, Shopee, K-Bank, and lots of other companies as well. They also did a deal with Spotify to promote the band, and each band member made their own playlists to try and target different audiences. So, this kind of appeal of working with sponsors and investors is huge for record labels because they know that it increases the opportunities for making money. Of course, another way of making money is to turn your band into a series of spin offs as well. So, a lot of the members of BlackPink have actually started their own solo careers, which are also being promoted by the same record label. So that was my easy to understand guide to Blackpink, how you like that, and the industry. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for other videos that are going to be relevant for you. And if you do have a video that you would like and I don't already have, just leave a little comment below and I'll see what I can do.